But we here at Top 5 Gaming dare to make a difference in the face of adversity. Anyways, you guys ever have a friend? Ranking the Easter eggs in a game filled with Easter eggs when it's not Easter is as hard a task as that statement was to make, because there's a lot of them, like a lot. But we here at Top 5 Gaming dare to make a difference in the face of adversity. Anyways, you guys ever have a friend take super long to ready up in Fortnite and you just get really bored? Well, I've really been enjoying this game where you can AFK and chill called AFK Arena. When something like that happens, play it anytime or anywhere. Take a tiny little hero like this and turn him or 44 other heroes into a champion, just like that. My favorite heroes are from Light Bearers, as they look really cool, but you also get Maulers, Greatborn, or Wilders to choose from. Ascend the spiral staircase of the King's Tower, traverse the endless paths of the Arcane Labyrinth, and investigate the mythical peaks of time. A new adventure awaits with a huge world, beautiful graphics, and a really engaging story. AFK Arena sponsored this video to let you know that they're giving away over 1,000 diamonds, 100k coins, and even 120 rare hero soul stones in-game. All you have to do is click the top link of the description, install the app, and use code TOP5GAMING in the redeem code part on the settings. The game launched on April 9th, so don't be late. Join today and get a huge head start before you become a noob, because you don't want to become a noob. This is our time to stop being defaults in the game. No longer do you have to be shunned by TTV Soccer Skins. Make sure you click the top link, and if you enjoy it, we're planning on forming a guild for Top 5 Gaming fans, so let us know in the comments if you downloaded it. But with all of that being said, let's get into the number 10 spot. Number 10, the Dinosaur Footprint. So back at the beginning of Season 4, we had the meteorite hit Dusty Depot. Like every season, we have some sort of main event that changes a section of the map. Then there's also minor changes spread throughout. One of these was the appearance of a dinosaur footprint just at the bottom of the mountain to the south of Viking Village. Now, straight away, you know we're all going to be figuring out what this means. Season 3 had just brought us a storyline to Battle Royale, and we were all hungry to find out more. Maybe
Stadia is the games you're looking for.
Maybe you're saying it's just a footprint, just a bit of a decoration on the map, but there's just way too much that supported the fact that there could be more. I mean, we had dinosaur skins, emotes, and later on, we even began to see the appearance of old bones unearthed from the ground by a floating island or transported through time and space to Moisty Mire. However, you thought that was it, right? Well, admittedly, that was 4 seasons ago. We've seen a lot of minor dinosaur-related details, but nothing that exactly stands out. Although, very recently, in one of the new dig sites appearing around the map, a new set of remains have been unearthed near Dusty Divot. Perhaps it's just a memento, but it definitely shows that they haven't abandoned that dinosaur theme yet. I'm still hoping, I mean, come on. Who wouldn't love to ride a dinosaur or see it as an in-game hazard that could accidentally kill you, or for you to strategically eliminate your opponents? Just roll the number 9 spot. Unreal Tournament map facing worlds in the house. So breaking the fourth wall and relating in-game things to real-life situations or other games has always been a common theme for developers. In reality, you only really get 2 kinds of Easter eggs. Ones that are only game-related, usually requiring you to fulfill an unknown command in order to unlock a secret. The others are usually just really well hidden and often have an out-of-game relation. Or you could just be Fortnite and plan it straight on multiple walls, hidden in literally plain sight. Around a lot of the Fortnite map, you've most likely seen a poster or two. Well, some of these are actually mini Easter eggs and show off some of Fortnite's early ancestors, so to speak. The biggest poster shows 2 towers that are connected at the bottom and seem to be floating in space. It's quite a nice poster, but it has a lot of meaning behind it as well. This is actually the Facing Worlds map, a multiplayer map that was hugely successful on one of Epic Games' first major games, Unreal Tournament. This game was big at its time and laid the path to a whole Unreal series. It's a game some say that gave Epic the ability to step up to the table amongst the best. Later on, they created the Unreal game engine that not only powers Fortnite now, but also powers PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. And in at number 8, we've got Gnomes Whispering and in builds. Every now and then, we get some pretty strange weekly challenges. Back in April of 2018, we had our very first appearance of the hidden gnomes. They would be hidden in very sneaky spots, but were pretty easy to find considering they would let out a creepy laugh every now and then. And now, for most players, this was just a weekly challenge to get out of the way. However, over on the Save the World side of Fortnite, they'd been experiencing gnomes pretty much all along, and it seems like it got brought over to Battle Royale. The fact is, there's a ton of memes surrounding gnomes at the moment. You know the one. You've been gnomed! And I'm fairly certain the developers of Fortnite have been laughing about this and doing it to us. I mean, just wait, Epic Games. You won't get away with these pranks. We'll get you back, Keemstar 2. He's the leader of the gnomes. Number 7, the Transformers statue. So I don't know about you, but I feel like the Transformers have kind of touched on everyone's hearts a little bit. The older generations have always been a fan, since watching the cartoons on TV and more modern Transformers films have pretty much just captured the hearts of everyone, even Fortnite. Seems like they're a pretty big fan as well, considering they decided to stick a giant Optimus Prime looking Transformer behind the trailer park. It's been there since day one and still standing there today. You can even find a chest on top. Not much has changed in that area, so it would be nice to see that lone Transformer possibly get some friends, little Transformer gang. Now that would make a decent junction, all posed in a fight with the Decepticons. We're gonna have to roll out, but until next time. Number 6, the hatch in Wailing Woods. So almost a year ago now, the Wailing Woods bunker showed up and has been leading everyone on the biggest wild goose chase in Fortnite history. I mean, we just did a video about clickbait, and I'm wondering if we should have added this bunker to it. Must watch! How to open secret bunker. Guess what, everyone? It's still not open. Now, I'm not denying there isn't more to this, but it's most likely we'll just have to wait. Everyone was trying to figure out how to break in with no success. A little patience, though, and we get our next clue. Another bunker appeared about 3 months ago from under some ice on a separate island at the south of the map in the snow biome. Once again, we can't get in. Kind of no surprise there, but we must be seeing something eventually, considering it's been updated and maintained. Even with the volcano completely decimating the northeastern section of the map, the bunker that was at Wailing Woods has still been able to survive. I mean, I think the only thing we can do now is wait some more until eventually things begin to happen. Considering their locations, I'm wondering if they might possibly become a method for instant transportation across the map. Number 5 is the It Easter egg. Going down as probably the most subtle Easter egg in Fortnite, we have the It balloons. Now, It is basically a killer clown movie, definitely a type.
So you can play Stadia with that?
Absolutely.
Stadia likes to party.
A type of horror film that will be rated 18+, so not many of you probably have seen the film, although considering most of YouTube's viewers seem to be meme experts, you've most likely seen one specific scene turned meme of a little boy following his boat as it gets lost down a storm drain, where he encounters It, the clown. The scene was memed so much on YouTube that I wouldn't be surprised if it significantly increased the film's actual viewership. I mean, it's free advertisement at the end of the day, but even Fortnite decided to get in on the action with their own little Easter egg referencing the scene. For Fortnite's first year anniversary, they added giant birthday cakes with little ones around them that could restore your health all around the map to let people know where they were. They hung balloons on top of trees and rocks, but not once would you find a set of balloons on the ground level, except one. At Greasy Grove, you could find one set hanging straight from the storm drain. Given the timing, no one argued the theory. It was a pretty obvious reference to the Ed film. But in number 4, we got the ice cream truck in Dusty Divot. As Easter eggs go, this was definitely a love-hate relationship. It all started when Fortnite Season 4 began with the meteorite wiping out Dusty Divot and quite a bit of the surrounding area. The crater itself was barren, nothing except a quarantine zone, some shady black government-looking vehicles, and some magical hop rocks. Oh, and let's not forget a 100,000 HP ice cream truck sticking half out of the ground. Sadly, I will admit that when this ice cream truck first showed up, I did spend most of one game pickaxing the thing myself. I thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, the chest I can hear inside won't be random like all the others and will give me something special. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It's just random and you could end up wasting your time for nothing. I even remember one random on my squad trying to pickaxe it himself for a good few minutes. I went over to help and I couldn't even hear a chest inside. Must have been a no headphones player. Now, there are some cheeky ways to open it instantly, like shockwaving yourself through it or placing a portafort on it, but they've been vaulted. In the end, it wasn't really worth the hassle or time to try and get the chest, but we appreciate the thought. Number 3 is the Loot Lake Factory Disco Ball. This is another weekly challenge Easter egg that was a first of its kind. Back in May of 2018, we had one of the factories at Loot Lake changed into a dance battle room. The weekly challenge itself was to raise the disco ball into the top, which could only be done when you had at least one person in each corner of the room dancing. It was one of those challenges that brings on a lot of friendly interactions with other players. And for the first 30 seconds or so, it's all good. Then it's all out to war to see who can grab all these easy kills. This introduction of a disco ball dance-off like challenge was so successful that it paved the way for a lot more of the recent and bigger versions of it. Just imagine that in the early days we had this little disco room. Now, it's had its very own LTM disco domination, and while we're speaking about dances, what happens to be your favorite emote or dance? You can't beat a good old-fashioned default dance. But in at number 2, we've got the Tombstone Chapadoodle Easter egg. Now, it's not often that a full-on console or PC game will have a hidden Easter egg that represents a streamer or even something from the community. I'm fairly sure we'd all love it if the developers of our favorite games had something in there, especially for us. But let's be real, that doesn't happen all too often. Although with a game like Fortnite that is highly interactive with the community and is constantly updating the game, we've begun to see these types of Easter eggs more often. You can head to Happy Hamlet where you can find a Kitty Plays streaming setup for one example. However, the first big Easter egg like this happened back towards the end of July of last year. In an update at the time, they introduced a random set of tires and a gravestone on a ledge way down near the ocean off the east side of the map. Well, if you knew of the story, it wasn't so random. Shortly before this, YouTuber Musa was playing a game and encountered someone someone who was trapped on that very same ledge, all the way at the bottom. It turned out that the building was blocked when you're that far down. You couldn't build up. Mustelk ended up driving down with a golf cart, hoping to use the bouncy roof to reach the building zone, and instead he clean runs over the same person he's trying to rescue and sends him flying into the ocean. The worst part is that the plan would have actually worked. The video went viral, and Fortnite put their own little gravestone there to commemorate the lost player, and instead of tires for anyone else who may fall down. But in at number 1, we've got the disappearing teddy bear. Teddy bears have been quite popular throughout the Fortnite island. At first, they were few, spread out, and not easy to find. As the map has grown, though, we've seen more and more coming to the Battle Royale island, and in certain areas, it almost seems as though we have an entire teddy bear storyline occurring. Fatal Fields, during Halloween, you could find a ton of teddies getting up to all kinds of weird things. At one point, there were reports of a certain teddy bear mysteriously disappearing. It was found over at the soccer stadium location. Head on into the garage, and you could find this teddy in the driving seat. The footage shows him sometimes disappearing without a trace for what seems like no reason. It might just be a sham, and we haven't been able to replicate it ourselves, but we must find out about this general teddy bear mystery. Why are they appearing in so many numbers? And are we about to be overrun by teddies? It's a teddy invasion! It's a teddy invasion, people. But that has been our list of the top 10 Easter eggs, ranked from worst to best. Be sure to click that like button if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Push notifications on. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. The link